One thing about Aquarius that people often have twisted, okay? People often think Aquarius is a water sign because Aquarius is the water bearer. So a lot of people hear that and they automatically assume we're a water sign. But Aquarius is a sign of contradictions. So yeah, we're the water bearers, all right. We come with the water, but we keep it in a jug. Okay, we keep it in a jug on our shoulder or a jug by our feet. All right, and that water represents, among other things, emotion. Okay, so remember that yeah, we come with the water, but we're an air sign. I know a lot of people get that. They're like, what? And because of the fact that we're an air sign, that means a few different things. There are three air signs: Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. And when somebody is an air sign, basically you can kind of compare them to their element. Okay? So that person is going to act like air. How does air act? Well, first of all, air cannot be contained. You can't keep air for a very long time. You can keep air in a balloon, for example, but it's only going to stay for a little bit of time. You can keep air in like a room, for example, but eventually it's going to seep out. Air is something that cannot be contained. So today we're going to talk about Aquarius and one of the things that this means. We're going to talk about this because somebody asked me this question and I was like, oh God, it was an Aries, y'all. An Aries female asked me this question and she's in a relationship with an Aquarius woman and she wants me to talk about this. So I'm going to tell you guys all about it after I do the introduction. I am Queen Alset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you have not already, please, please, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell that's directly next to it. If you would like to, please feel free to join our channel because we're taking memberships now. And if you're a member, you get free perks. Well, they're not free. I think that, oh yeah, each tier has a different price next to it, but they're very small. So you get perks for signing up for the tier. And they're very small donations. There's something like a couple of dollars, you know. So each one is different and they get higher as they go up. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Likewise, please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. If you would like to get a reading done or anything else along those lines, if you want to talk to me, if you want to check me out on my social media, my email, ask an Aquarius merchandise, give a donation to the channel, or give me a gift from my Amazon wish list for Mother's Day, which is Sunday. Happy Mother's Day, mothers. If you would like to do any of that, all of that information is underneath this video. So we talked about air signs, you know, being unable to be contained. So let me tell you the problem that the Aries is having. The Aries said to me that Aquarius will control other people. She feels like sometimes her wife is controlling. And she says she's seen this with other Aquarius, which I cannot deny. So she says some Aquarius have a little or a lot of this control freak going on, and many of us do. I have a little bit of it myself. I need to control my environment. I don't care about your environment. I need to control mine. So she was talking about that, and she said the Aquarius can be a little bit controlling, but she said if she does anything that even looks similar to control, if it even looks like she might consider or be trying to control her Aquarius, the Aquarius goes the fuck off. Okay? She said her Aquarius hulks up, all right? She is pissed. It's always an argument. It's always a fight. And she said if it even looks like she's trying to control her, if she even says to her, I really wish you wouldn't do that or wouldn't go there, the Aquarius is pissed and it's a fight. But when the Aquarius says exactly the same kind of thing to her, it's like, oh well, you should just do what I said. You should just let me control things. You should just listen to me. You should just do what I said, and not be offended or think I'm trying to control you, or if I am trying to control you, you shouldn't say anything about it. And the Aries said to me, what kind of bullshit is this? What did I sign up for? And I'm like, well, that is very Aquarius. Aquarius hate being controlled. That's the air sign part. Air does not like to be contained. So it's going to try to find ways to escape at any given time. And whatever you say to an Aquarius, we probably will do the opposite. So if you want an Aquarius to do something, let them figure it out on their own, or just drop little subtle hints, or sit down and have a serious conversation. Because Aquarius in general do what we want. This is a very big problem, I know, because you can't always do what you want, but in general, that's what we do. And most people let us get away with it, which is why it gets so bad. And then when somebody tries to put their foot down, World War III breaks out. So my thing is that this is a conversation you need to have with this Aquarius, because Aquarius is not going to see themselves as controlling. Aquarius is going to think I'm doing what's best for us. Aquarius is going to think I'm helping our relationship. Aquarius is going to think I'm protecting our relationship. I'm protecting our home. They're going to think something like that. And you might see that as controlling. And it could be a combination of those things. So you have to have that conversation. But what her biggest thing was that this is some audacity. And I always say Aquarius have more audacity than anybody else in the zodiac. I think we should be called the sign of audacity, because we have audacity. We will do some shit we ain't got no business doing, knowing that we shouldn't do it. Her Aquarius, if she is trying to control her, sometimes knows that it's not appropriate. Sometimes she knows I shouldn't try to control this situation, and does it anyway. We know a lot of things and do it anyway. So I feel like in this particular case, that if an Aquarius is being controlling, that's a conversation that y'all need to have. And also, the Aquarius can't hawk up every time they feel, or in this case, every time she feels control. She needs to talk about it. Don't let the anger overtake you. Don't snap on your partner. I never recommend snapping on your partner. I know that it happens. You have a bad day. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. Your partner makes you angry. I know that it happens. But I really recommend, whenever you can, don't. I never recommend snapping on your partner. It just doesn't help. All it does is scare your partner from talking to you about things that are important, So instead of snapping on your partner, in this case, the Aquarius, just talk to your partner. Say, I feel like you're trying to control me and I don't like it. Can we talk about it? Let's discuss this. I don't want this for our relationship. Instead of snapping. She said the Aquarius snaps, slamming things down. And I'm like, yeah, because some of us got quite the temper, especially those of us who have an Aquarius with an Aquarius moon, or with a fire moon like I do. We have really bad tempers. So she said the Aquarius would get mad, start slamming things. You can't control me. I'm not your child. But just 15 minutes ago, you were telling her who she can and cannot talk to, or should and should not talk to, I should say. And the Aries are often overbearing, not all of them. Some of them is cool. I like Aries actually, but sometimes they can be overbearing. It's one of the things that comes up in their sign. Some people call it domineering or overbearing, that kind of thing. It is common. But in this particular case, it feels like to me they're doing the same thing to each other, and neither one of them likes it. So the only way that you could possibly deal with something like this is through a conversation. It's through talking through it, And they might both have good reasons why they're saying whatever they're saying, But they're never going to know if they just feel, controlled, get defensive, get angry, and push back. That's never going to work. They have to talk it out. So this is a conversation I had with the Aries. And I'm not too certain about this, combination. Aquarius and Aries is not a bad combination, but this problem right here often is what causes the problem. I dealt with an Aries that I liked very much, and this is what made me kick her to the curb and stop talking to her. And she was constantly trying to control me and control our lives and control the situation. Now, I don't know if I tried to control her. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. She never said that to me, but who knows? But I very clearly saw her trying to control just small things, and it bothered me. I'll give you an example. She is a vegetarian, so she doesn't eat meat. She does eat shrimp, and I think that was it. I think all she ate was shrimp, but she doesn't eat anything else. So I've always been a meat eater. That's my thing. I like meat more than anything else. So when we were in a relationship, she told me that I could not eat meat when we were together because when we were intimate, she could taste it. Yeah, okay. Maybe she could. I don't know. I thought it was bullshit, to be honest with you. But the point of the matter is that even if it wasn't bullshit, now I have to stop eating meat because you don't eat meat. See, that's a problem for me. I don't mind your dietary restrictions. I will honor your dietary restrictions. But now you're trying to make me have the same restrictions as you just because you said so? That did not work for me. Another time, we got into an argument because we were talking about bacon. Listen to how stupid this shit is, y'all. We were talking about bacon, right? And I said that only pork bacon is bacon. And I will die on this hill. I don't care what nobody says. Pork bacon is bacon. Anything else is strips. Beef strips, turkey strips, whatever you want to call it, that shit ain't bacon. Bacon is cow. No, bacon is pork booty. It is the pig, period, point blank. And I didn't think it was really a big deal. I was joking about it, And she got very angry because she doesn't eat pork. So she wants her meat byproducts to be considered bacon too. She eats like the vegetarian, vegan options. I think they were called Morning Star or something like that. But it's not meat. It just simulates meat. So she felt as though her simulated meat was bacon too. And how dare I say that? And we got into an argument about this shit in a fucking restaurant. And I dropped it. Because I'm not somebody who's going to sit and argue with you, period. Especially not about bacon. So she said what she said. I dropped it. She took me home. And I was like, all right, well, good night. And just went in the crib and went to bed. Because I was just like, And these kind of little controlling things continued to happen until I stopped seeing her. I just was like, I'm not putting up with this. The last straw was a movie, okay? She and I decided that we were going to go to the movies. And we didn't know what we wanted to see. I didn't even know what was playing. So I was like, well, why don't we go to the movie theater and we'll pick. We'll pick together. Because everything for me is about partnership. Let's do things together. Let's do things democratically. I do this with my daughter, and I've done it with certain relationships and other ones that just didn't work. So I said, let's go and let's pick. I'm thinking we go and vote, maybe talk about the pros and cons of each movie, whatever the case is. We get to the movie theater. We're reading the thing. I see nothing I really want to see. And she picks something I definitely don't want to see. I do not like horror movies. Now, certain ones, like for instance, Ghosts, I can deal with that. The Conjuring, stuff like that, I can deal with that. But stuff like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, things where people the slasher movies, where people being cut up and bleeding and, cutting people's heads off, I do not like that. I can't stomach it. She picked a movie about zombies. And zombies is one of those genres, where they're like eating people, and I just, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I can do lightweight stuff like vampires. They don't usually do too much, I can do ghosts, I can do little stuff, but I cannot do zombies and I cannot do slasher films. That stuff really bothers me. So we get to the movie theater and she's like, that's the only movie I'm willing to see. I'm not willing to see any other movie. Now, if I had been intelligent that evening, I don't know what was wrong with me that evening, but if I had been thinking, I would have been like, all right, well, you go to the movies, I'm gonna get an Uber back home. That's what I should have done. That probably would have saved me from us, ending so negatively. But I didn't do that. I decided right then and there, okay, I'm gonna go see this movie, but I'm going to get drunk because I had drinks with me. I was like, I'm going to get drunk and detach, because one of the things I used to do when I was married, I would drink and detach. So I decided that that's what I was going to do. Don't know why. So we're sitting there watching this movie. I am getting toasted. Toasted. I had a party the night before and I had made this stuff called trash can punch. Okay, trash can punch is when you take like a big cooler and just dump everything into the cooler. You dump in ice, you dump in fruit, you dump in like 4 or 5 bottles of different alcohol. You just dump everything in it. And what happened was we didn't drink it all, so I kept it. I kept all the fruit in a little fruit container, and I had 3 or 4 gallon jugs of this trash can punch. So when we went to the movies, I had all the fruit and I had like a whole container of this trash can punch. And I sat there totally ignoring the movie, getting tore up. Then we left and went to a diner. I ate some food up. I don't even remember everything, All I remembered was I'm going to watch this movie and I'm going to eat this food, because I really did want the food from that diner. They had a chocolate cheesecake that I wanted so bad. And I was like, I'm going to eat this food and I'm not fucking with her no more. And that was the last time we spent time together. I left her completely alone after that. And she tried to pretend like she didn't know why. So again, we're going back to this whole concept of control. Now, did I try to control her at any point? Maybe so. I don't really know. It's not really my thing, but I am a control freak, so it could happen at different times. For the most part, I think I acquiesced to the list of plethora of demands that she constantly had, until I got tired of it, basically. So, like this person, she said her woman hulks up. I probably hulked up too, or got a bad attitude, or detached, ghosted, some form of that. So this is what often happens between Aquarius and Aries, but it happens between other controlling peoples too, and it's not going to work. You cannot control your Aquarius, and your Aquarius should not be trying to control you. So this should be definitely a conversation, and if it doesn't end, this is a relationship I would not stay in. That's not going to feel good in the long term. Now we're going to take a look at some positive comments. The first one comes from Donna Quinlan. Hey, Donna. Donna said, girl, you are so likable. Ooh, so fun. And I didn't even get past your intro. Laugh out loud. Oh, Donna, thank you. Thank you so much. One day we'll hang out and have drinks, and you'll see how fun I really am. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Donna, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I want to see you back as often as possible. Now we have, let me see, Yolanda Guerrero. I don't know if I said that right, but that was the last name. Yolanda said, I'm a Sagittarius. I have never cheated. Whenever a Sag writes that under my Sag video, I am jumping for joy, because you will not know, I'm trying to tell you, how many Sagittarius, women and men I know, have come to me to talk about infidelities that on their behalf. And they're sad about it, or they're upset about it, or they're sorry about it, and they come to me and want to talk about it. And it happens a lot. And I have a Sagittarius moon, and I was quite the cheater. When in my youth, before I knew better, I was quite the cheater. So whenever a Sag tells me they're not a treater, I'm like, yes. I like that a lot. That's what's up. That's what's up, Yolanda. All right, guys, it's time for us to get going, but you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.